Body, mind, and spirit. The USM soccer program takes a different approach to these concepts, thereby differentiating ourselves from the average high school team. Come and explore some of the techniques, concepts, and philosophies that have inspired the USM soccer program to attain and maintain a standard of excellence both on and off the field. Wildcats unite.
Not only we're starting on the first day, we're starting the first actual, the first minute of the day. So, but more importantly probably is the fact we're doing it here on this field. And so we're returning to a venue that's familiar to many of you.
If you're going to change an area, you do three things. Number one, you focus on it and you get clear and compelling vision for what you want. If your body's not where you want it to be, I tell you there's one simple reason. It's not your focus. No, I focus on it. I focus all the time on how fat I am. No. See, if you focus on crashing into the pole, trying not to, the more you try not to, what you focus on, that's where the energy goes, that's where you go, right? We all know that. But what people tend to do is, I'm saying focusing on what you want, not what you don't want. And not only just focusing on what you want, where you focus and say, well, I'd like to be strong, I'd like to be energetic, I'd like to be fit. It's focusing and making it compelling. You can't just focus on it. You got to create a clear and compelling future in that area.
When Jock came into the program, the culture completely changed. We weren't only physically prepared for every game, but we were mentally prepared. He inspired this winning mentality in us that we just didn't have before. He allowed us to think that we could win the state championship, and that really just didn't occur to us before 2012. So without Jock, I don't know if any of that would have been possible. That could be attributed to mindful meditation, visualization techniques, and him just being a great friend on the sidelines.
I started coaching here at University School of Milwaukee in 2012. So upon assuming head coaching responsibilities, my first task or priority was to conduct exit interviews with some of the students, the player athletes, to determine what was going on with them and how they were feeling and what they thought about the culture and the direction the program was heading. And one of the things that I was able to discern was that the players were feeling intimidated, there was a lack of confidence, and the players were not heading into big matches with any kind of confidence.
And Sampson looking for the head of Matthews and bends it in nonetheless.
Well, like I said, an unnecessary foul. They had two guys on the ball. Offensive player was moving backwards away from the goal. There was no need to take him down from behind, and now the Prairie School is paying the price.
One of the things that we do to promote this culture of creativity is at halftime. Typically there's a 10-minute halftime, and we devote the first 4 minutes of the halftime to the players. So they're responsible for breaking into position groups, and then they discuss strengths and weaknesses from the first 45 minutes of the game, and they problem solve amongst themselves and come up with solutions. And we find that this provides richer solutions really for the players and things that they're more apt to actually enact on the field. Paul Wilson, what do you see?
I think that sometimes we wait too long to play the ball. So if someone's open and they have space, just play it to them right away so that they can turn. Because a lot of times we play it to people once they already have a man on them, and it makes it harder for them to pass the ball.
I totally agree with it. Get rid of the ball, release the ball way quicker than we're doing it.
A couple practices, Jock would have us lie down on the field and just try and relax. And I think that's really the best thing that happened with us in practice, because in October when the playoffs started coming around, we were stressed from not only the high stakes of the game, but also the school exams, relationships inside of class, and being able to come out to practice without meditating, we would have probably missed shots, had poor communication, and things of that nature. But since we were able to spend 5-10 minutes clearing our mind, it allowed us to find focus, become more relaxed, and really just worry about playing soccer as a team.
Think about the markings on the field. You know, we want to get as detailed as possible to make this as rich as possible, as real as possible.
We kind of lost focus, and I think that's where visualization came into play, because we lost that game and we were forced to go back and look introspectively at ourselves and what we did wrong. And that's what really helps visualization. I know that it was kind of hard to embrace at first because it was kind of weird. We would all lay down on the field and close our eyes, and Jock would go through different scenarios, you know, where things were going right. But I think, I don't know how many people did it, and if you even close your eyes, but I think just thinking about the game, thinking about, you know, the pass that you made, the square ball to your outside back, or the through ball to the striker, just picturing that and avoiding the mistakes is just really important.
So that when you call this image up anytime during a game, during the season, during a practice, actually it's a life skill. You could call this image up anytime you're facing adversity, strength, stress, or anxiety. This technique, this tool for your toolbox really is something that you can use as a life skill.
Another thing that's been pretty special throughout my 4 years is the visualization that we do in practice, and like that we try to do during games. It's something that most schools don't learn, like most teams don't practice, and they never hear anything about it, and it really sets us apart, I think. And it's just kind of special because when you're not doing well in a game or you make a mistake, you can always go back and rely on that, and you can just kind of get your breathing right and like think up that one special like soccer memory that gets you back into your steady state equilibrium and gets you playing the way you know you can.
Unfortunately, we did not make it to state or be anywhere close in 2014, and there was a big difference in team dynamic between 2013 and 2015 when compared to 2014. So in 2013 and 2015, we had very senior-heavy teams. In 2013, we had 16 seniors, and they were very cohesive, great chemistry amongst all of them. So that translated to the pitch very well. There was never much arguing, and everyone seemed to know what their place was. We started 10 seniors, so there wasn't any real concern about lack of experience. We had one freshman who ended up scoring the game-winning goal in state, which was great. And then in 2015, we had also a pretty senior-heavy team. Not as senior-heavy, we started about 6 seniors, but there was definitely experience on the team. We only started one freshman at sweeper, which he was amazing. He did well for us. However, in 2014, after graduating those 16 seniors, we had 6 remaining varsity players with any experience, only one of which was a starter and one of which was a high reserve, so 4 of us were low bench warmers on that team. So it definitely took a lot to change the culture of the program.
I remember my freshman year, before we won the state championship, we hadn't made it past the semifinals of sectionals, or the finals of sectionals, in a long time. It had been a good number of years since that happened. So everyone was really determined to do that, and I think Jock, his coaching style and what he told us, how he left us with the idea that our legacy was important. You know, we wanted to leave our mark out there. We wanted to set the tone for years to come. So in 2012, we took a big step towards doing that when we beat the Prairie School for the first time in about 4 or 5 years. And even though we lost the next round, you know, it gave us a lot of confidence. And I think after that, everyone was really determined to get even farther. In the 2013 season, that was the year we finally made it to state, and we ended up winning that year. And I remember it was a lot of fun. You know, everyone got off school, and it was one of the biggest crowds, you know, that we had at a soccer game all year. You have the night games, and that doesn't even compare to state. The whole school is there, all your classmates cheering you on. It's something you really want to get to.
My advice to current players and incoming freshmen would definitely just be the importance of team culture and team chemistry, and always making sure that everything's positive and everyone has a positive attitude towards the things coach is saying and towards one another, because that's really like the main key to success.
We need all Wildcat players, future players, to really embrace this culture, and we need to have the passion. We need to have players playing with the common trust. We need to recognize the legacy that the past players have provided for us. The program is in an extremely robust condition. We want to safeguard that and build it even stronger. Go Wildcats.
Every championship caliber program has a unique identity, distinctive characteristics that set it apart from other organizations. USM Soccer insists on a strong ambition focused on objective measures of success, either versus the competition or against some absolute standard of excellence. USM Soccer embraces psychological principles and interventions that are used to enhance personal growth and performance. USM Soccer is legacy, dedicated, innovative, collaboration, work rate. Wildcats unite.